What is up, Raw YouTube? It is IFBB Pro Brett Wilkin here, and I'm fresh off my 2025 Mr. Olympia qualification. So, just got home yesterday from Reno, Nevada. I actually won the Legion Sports Fest this past weekend, the IFBB Open Bodybuilding Division, which qualifies me for the Mr. Olympia for next year. So that means I have about a year now until I step on stage again for the Olympia. So we have a lot of time to make some more improvements and really kill this off season here at Raw and just, thrive in this environment, using these supplements, using these recovery products, and make sure that this first Olympia of mine is gonna be the best one yet. So today though, I just wanna kind of, touch base with you guys. We're gonna do a little pump workout. This is my first workout since the competition. So probably 4 or 5 days now that I haven't actually worked out. We competed through the weekend. I had to get hydrated back up because with those competitions, we get very dehydrated for the stage. So I made sure these last 3 days was rest, hydration, but now we're back to it. So nothing too crazy today. I really just want to focus on putting glycogen back in the muscles. So we're gonna train some shoulders and triceps and really focus on filling back up this upper body because I'm flat from the last few days of travel and lack of sleep and things like that. But the main thing is, now it's time to start pushing for that 2025 Mr. Olympia and bringing you guys with us because this is gonna be a great off season. We're gonna get a lot of content, especially probably down here at the Raw Athletic Club, really showing what goes into the process of, improving for this, the biggest stage on earth, the biggest stage, that can be in bodybuilding. So I'm very excited to bring you guys with us. But if we start today, with this, we got to maximize this rebound process. So there's a rebound out of a show, putting that weight back on, bringing, water, hydration, as well as some body fat back onto the body. But we are going to do it through our training, through proper nutrition, proper supplementation, and we're going to have a good time doing it. So look, let's go hit these shoulders. Let's blow this stuff up. Let's have a little fun today. I'll give you guys some tips and tricks and see if you guys can use that in your own training. Let's get it.
They were awesome.
All right, so we're going to get started here. We're going to hit rear delts. I know you guys have done shoulder day with me if you've tuned in the past. I like to work from the back to the front on shoulders. So you're going rear delt, side delt, front delt. You're gonna make this very simple. If you do that, you're hitting the smallest muscle first, you're hitting your medius portion second, and you're finishing off with some fronts. That's when we're doing our presses, that's when we're doing our front raises to get those big round shoulders on the front as well. So that's how I like to approach this. I really like to move with a little bit more pace here, a little bit more volume. I think shoulders can have more volume, so that 12 to 15 rep range. And we just gotta keep going. Like I said, let's get blood in those shoulders. It's about creating that roundness. We want to be really round, those boulder shoulders. It really caps off the physique, makes everything else, your waist look smaller. So we really got to focus here. It's about intention of the reps and in the execution. So let's have some fun. We're going to start with this reverse pec deck, this prime unit, pin loaded unit. And it's just about keeping those traps lowered, keeping all the tension in those rear delts, loading and exploding and having some fun. Let's go. Just heads up before I forget here. So with Olympia here next weekend, it's a very exciting time, especially for Raw. Our booth is gonna be booth number 1324. So I will be there both days on Friday and Saturday at the expo, at the Raw booth from 1 to 3, and that's booth 1324. I'll be with Ian those first 2 days, or I guess Friday and Saturday. But we'll have athletes there all day. So make sure you guys come out and check us out at the booth. It's gonna be a huge booth for us, our biggest one yet. We're gonna have a lot of free stuff given out, as well as you can get some products there, a lot of apparel, and we always have a blast. So make sure you guys swing through. I wanna see a lot of you. I wanna say what's up. Let's get some pictures. I competed this past weekend.
Did you win?
I won, yeah. So it qualified me for, not this though, for next year, yeah. Yeah. It was the Legion Sports Fest, it was in Reno. That's why I'm all tan and shit.
Someone told me you qualified.
Yeah. So yeah, that was for next year for sure. Thank you. Yes, sir. I like these. Yeah. It's got like that college feel, is that the college jersey feel? Yeah. I'm definitely gonna wear this at the booth. Ooh. All right, so we're gonna hit exercise number 2 here. We're gonna stay with the rear delts. This is gonna be a bent over version. This machine is very nice. I'm putting you in the position to really reach out and away from you, loading those rears. I would consider it more of like a bent over fly, rear delt fly motion. This one really just, you gotta make sure you stay down through it and go through the top of you. So again, 12 to 15 reps here. We're gonna do 2 rounds of it and really fill up the blood into the shoulders. Then we'll get into the side delts. Whew. Yes, sir. Let's go. Woo. Yes, sir. All right, so exercise number 3. So we've got the rear delts all warmed up, a lot of blood in there, and feel really good. Got a nice pump going since I haven't trained in a few days. But now we're gonna work on the side laterals. So we're gonna move over into the really the medius portion of our shoulders. This is where you really focus on side lateral raises. You can do machines, dumbbells, cables. There's so many options. So today we're gonna do 2 different versions. We're gonna do a seated machine, but first you gotta go with the bread and butter. So there's nothing better than just some standing dumbbell side lateral raises. They've been around since the test of time, well, the test of dumbbells anyway, since dumbbells been created. And this is just gonna be your maximum shoulder growth here. So it's gonna come down to how you perform the reps though. You need to make sure that you're fully loading just the shoulder head. You're not using any body swings, you're not using your traps, you're not using your arms. We just wanna use the shoulders, right? So think to yourself here that we're going through the ground, through the walls. So I always think like I'm pushing away from me, through the ground, into the walls on my side, and then controlling it back down. So we're through away from you and back. A lot of people like to shrug it, bend their arms, everything straight in the way. So when you do that, it fully loads the head of the shoulder, and then you're tearing down those muscle fibers through that pain. So watch how I do this and try to mimic it, because once I figured this out, this mind-muscle connection, rep execution, my shoulders really responded and grew in a great way. Yes, sir. All right, one tip for dumbbell side lateral raises, probably the best thing I can tell you guys is leave the ego at the door. You know, I remember when I was trying to chase like doing 60s, 70s, even 80s, but just swinging and throwing the weights around like crazy. But you were always thinking, I gotta progress, I gotta go heavier weights, right? I don't think so for dumbbell shoulder raises. You know, now I stay into that 30, start with 30, 35, 40, 45, end at 50 maybe, but I'm so concentrated on perfect repetitions. So like I said, I want that whole of that 45 pounds to be right in my shoulder. You know, I'm not using any momentum. I'm not using my traps. So it's focused on that mind muscle connection. And that's when I started seeing better results instead of just throwing around as heavy as dumbbells as I could. So make sure you really think about that when you're doing this. If you have to have that little ego lift and kind of throw shit around, go do that first and then come back and do a back off a little bit lower and really focus on the reps. So that's the best advice I can give you on these dumbbells side laterals. Ooh. Do a little bonus tip here. All right, a little bonus tip for you. So you can call this a beginner's bonus, but like I still even do them this way too sometimes. But I think before you really get into staying side lateral dumbbell raises, you should try doing it this way because it's going to maximize your growth in that aspect. So what you do is you set up a bench like this. So it's straight up and down the pad is, and you actually lean into it. So I'm going to have dumbbells. I'm going to fall into the pad here. That way I can't cheat. So there's no swinging of the body. I'm locked into this pad and I'm just doing strictly side lateral raises, right? So you have to go lower here. So I'm gonna lower the weight, probably go 25, 30. And then your hips go into the pad, your chest go into the pad, and you stay there and you just focus on, like I said, through the ground, through the walls. So give this a try to really maximize this movement. And then you can pull the bench away and start doing it on your own. Oh, yep, perfect. Whew. Yep. All right, exercise number 4. So we're going into another side lateral version. I like to hit 2 side lateral raises in the middle of my workout. This is really the meat and potatoes, really maximize this. Again, I think the best builders for shoulders is gonna be these side lateral variations, but just truly get into it, make sure you're feeling it, and make sure you're loading the muscles correctly. So we're gonna do a seated version here. I love this machine, it's Atlantis, because it's, again, you're falling into a pad here. It's gonna eliminate any cheating movements here, and we're just focused on going out and away with the pin loaded stack. So this kind of just puts you in the position you need to be, and all you need to focus about is going out and away, slightly forward, and really trying to pin it at the top with a quick squeeze and controlling it down. So this is a great machine. Everybody kind of has them. Usually they're just more on your side arms there. They work as well, but same kind of concept there. Just out in the way, hold, really squeeze, and then control it back down. So let's get this. Again, 12 to 15 reps. We're gonna build up as high as we can here and really maximize this session. Yes, sir. Ooh.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we are gonna move on to exercise 5 and 6 here. So I'm gonna superset this. So now we're moving to the front side. 2 rears, 2 sides, 2 fronts. I think that's the best way you can hit shoulders, but we're gonna superset this last round. So I'm gonna actually do pressing with a front raise. So these are kind of 2 of my favorites. They're a little different, unorthodox, but I feel them the most. So this setup is just with some cable unit. I'm just mimicking kind of a dumbbell front raise, but I'm using cables because I like the constant tension of a cable and control. But what I'm doing is I'm actually doing it at the same time. So I'm kind of leaning into the cable a little bit and pressing through those front delts, just using that interior delt to raise the weight and then control it back. So just say perfect here. You can use any kind of handle you want or just grab the ball. It doesn't really matter, but just stay perfect in the groove. The tension's all in the front, total control. 12 to 15 reps here, immediately over to, I mean, we got 10 different shoulder presses here, so just choose one. But we're gonna choose a machine shoulder press. It's a pin loaded one. It's a hammer strength. I just really like the path that it does. So we'll go that to failure. So this, as many as we can, you're good, buddy, you're good. As many as you can, and then we'll go straight to failure on the presses. So watch how we do it.
Yes, sir.
No, I'm weak as hell right now.
Yep.
You're good, bub.
Yep. Oh.
Yes. Woo! Body's coming back to life. I wonder if I'm sweating spray tan all over these machines. It's gonna be brown equipment.
Yes, sir. Yep.
Oh, yee. Love it. All right. You ready for the club pump? We're gonna be doing the club pump, Rob. You're gonna learn today. 1 second. This is something I do when I'm short on time. So we're gonna finish up here. Today I'm doing it just because I want to get a really good pump. So I call this the club pump. The reason I call this the club pump because it's 5 exercises in one, strictly for triceps. So I call it the club pump because I never did this. Maybe I did. But I like to think that you think about college guys about to go out to the bars or just bros about to go out to the bars. They got to get a pump before they go to the club, right? So they do this right before they go to the club, walk in all pumped up, big arms, looking good for their Guido selves and trying to get the girls. So what we got to do is just put as much volume, as much blood into the arms as we can before we go to the club. So what's going to be is we're going to do 2 different variations of rope push down, 2 different variations of an attachment or a bar push down. And we're gonna finish with a cable overhead extension. So what it's gonna look like. So you're gonna do 10 to 12 regular. We'll just say 12 today. So 12 here. I'm not gonna do them all right now. So 12 push downs. Take a quick step back, elbows together. Push down this way. This is hitting your other head of your tricep. So we're hitting both variations there. So 12 here. After 12 of each, you take this off. You come over to the bar. You do 12 push downs overhand, just your normal. After 12 there, you actually do an underhand. So grab here, lock it in, press through. We got 12. And then the finish, you take this back off, go back to where you started. A lot of changing, but it's worth it. Then we're gonna do 12 overhead extensions. And that's the club pump. So ends up being about, what's that, 12 by 5? We're looking at 60 reps total just in one set. So we'll do 3 sets. By the time we get done with 3 sets, our triceps should be full blood, blasting full. Then we can head to the club. But I'm a 35-year-old dad, so I'm just going home after this. But for you guys can head to the club. All right, here we go. Ooh. Here we go, right into it. Pin the elbows. Oh, burning now. We're pumping. We're pumping. Let's go. Oh, burning. And that's the club pump. 2 more rounds of that and you're good to go. Oh. Be on that shit. I call it the club pump. It's like 5 exercises in one. That's why I was like, I'm pumping. I was fucking with you. No, so yeah, you do overhand, bar, underhand, and over the top, yeah. It's a way to just, what?
How many times he sits?
So 12 reps of each one, so it ends up being about 60 reps total, and you do 3 rounds. So it's a way to like, just get a lot of volume in the arms.
Volume, right?
Yeah.
That's how you grow. That's how you grow your arms.
Not necessarily. Volume's good, but you have to have a mixture of resistance too. You can't just go super light and just all day, you know what I mean? You're not gonna tear down muscle. So you gotta find that happy medium of, it's still heavy enough that you're breaking down tissue, but it's not too light that you're just only just build glycogen in your muscles, you know what I mean? There's gotta be some kind of breakdown, you know? Oh my gosh. This is gonna be a tough one. Burn. Ooh, gotta go down a little bit. Finish these reps. No break, no break. Let's go. Oh. Here we are. One more. Oh. All right, as you see, that is a wrap on the shoulders and triceps day today. So definitely worked. I'm pumped. I'm also in a really good spot. I just got done with the competition, so everything I do right now is just kind of going back into the muscle, so it looks cool. But overall, that was a really good session. Went a little bit higher volume, like I said. I really just wanted to get a lot of glycogen into the muscles today. I haven't trained in the last 3-4 days. A lot of travels, not enough sleep. So I really want to get caught up on that. Got a little food in today. So I decided, let's go out to raw. Let's get some blood in the muscles. A really good pump. And you guys were with me. So appreciate you tuning in. Hope you learned something, especially with how to execute shoulder development. Like I said, you guys can see the roundness of the shoulders right now, just from the execution, rep execution, mind-muscle connection. So it's very, very important there. And then finally, with the triceps, I showed you what I call the club pump. So it's 5 exercises in one. It's something to really, if you have 10, 15 minutes, knock that out. But again, make sure you're focused on those reps. When you're doing 60 reps in a set, you can kind of get lazy and not fully extend or, short reps and stuff. So make sure you're still fully contracting all the muscles. Make sure you're locked in the entire time. And it works. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let me know what you guys want to see more of me ahead, especially as we rebound out of this show. Right now, I'm like 250 pounds. That's what it was on stage. The goal is to get up to probably 290 this offseason, so not quickly. It's going to be over time. So we're going to be doing a lot of training, a lot of eating, a lot of recovery stuff, a lot of raw supplement stuff. So let me know in the comments what you guys want to see next. And then again, a reminder, I will be out at the Olympia here in a week and a half. You'll see this video before then. Come see us at the booth. We have an awesome setup. I'm so excited to be there this weekend and just enjoy it. I get to enjoy the Olympia weekend and know I'll be there competing next year. So we're going to have some fun. I want to meet all you guys, say hi, what's up? And we will see you next weekend if you're there. If not, make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you again.